Hello everyone, here at AMC Town Square, Chasing Cinema, joined by Josh Bell of JoshBellHatesEverything.com and Las Vegas Weekly. Today we are going to be talking about a movie which I saw maybe like 2 months ago, 3 months ago now.
Yeah, I did as well.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Jim Jarmusch's film starring Adam Driver called Paterson. I think this is the really only movie this week where me and you are kind of at odds.
Yeah, well, we saw some other not very good movies.
We saw Rings, which our review is right up above Mr. Bell's head. We saw The Space Between Us, which is above Mr. Bell's head, and The Comedian, also up right now. I clicked that wide eye and you can find all those reviews. What did you feel about Paterson?
I quite liked Paterson. I think I didn't maybe like it as much as some critics. It's a highly, highly acclaimed film. My colleague...
High 90s on Rotten Tomatoes.
Something like that, yeah. My colleague at Las Vegas Weekly, Mike D'Angelo, had it as one of his top 10 movies of 2016. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not quite at that level. I'm sort of hot and cold on Jim Jarmusch. I think he's on his own wavelength, and I'm not always on his wavelength.
Stranger Than Paradise.
And see, I'm not crazy about Stranger Than Paradise. But and I would say at first in this movie, I thought, oh, this isn't going to work for me. It's slow, certainly, and it's kind of quirky in its own weird rhythm. And I think once I got on that rhythm and felt like I was there with Paterson, the main character, Adam Driver's character, as he just kind of goes through this simple everyday life that he leads and the repetition of it. You know, by the third time he's getting up and going to work as a bus driver and listening in on the conversations of his passengers and
trying to be a poet.
Right. Well, and I think succeeding as a poet, you know, writing some nice poetry that really captures his everyday life. I felt like I was right there with him, and I liked that this movie didn't try to go bigger than that. That this was a guy who had a simple life, and he got simple joys out of it, and he translated those into beautiful artistic expression. And there's some stuff that happens towards the end of the movie where it is a little more eventful, and I didn't think that all necessarily worked. I actually think I would have liked this movie more if even less happened. But I thought Adam Driver was fantastic, and that's a big part of it too.
I'll agree with you. I think Adam Driver is really good.
Yeah, and I think if you aren't really invested in this guy doing his everyday things, then the movie will lose you. So yeah, I liked it. I expected not to like it that much, and I liked it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, me and you were on a different bus ride. I think
took you somewhere else.
Well, no, because I think unlike you, like I was in on the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I think I was waiting for something, but then halfway off when you were like on the rhythm, I was like, get me off of this thing. I was pulling the cord. You know, and I understand the daily kind of routine and not much happening, but I feel like I've seen that done in other ways that have felt more emotional. I mean, these characters were so awkward and strange at times that it was hard to kind of latch on. And like I said, I think my problem with this movie is that we keep feeling like something's going to happen or something's going to arise from these characters because they act the way that they are. And I understand people are awkward, some people are just kind of weird, but to me, like, that kept teasing me like we're going somewhere and we never arrive there.
Right.
And to me, it just kind of felt like a big tease. And like, at the end of it, I didn't feel like I had been touched by their journey or by his words or anything like that. I just kind of felt that, I mean, like, I look at something like Stranger Than Paradise, which is way earlier in his work, right? That's constantly things are happening, like to the point where we're just cutting to things happening.
Yeah.
We're like literally cutting out every boring part, where this movie is the complete opposite, where it's all the boring parts, all the exciting stuff not really happening. And that's fine, but in this movie it's just I'm not invested in a relationship or these characters enough to really care or want to go through day by day. And after the point of just kind of being turned down of these interesting things that could happen, I'm ready just to kind of take off. I was not a fan of Paterson. I don't think it was a terrible movie. I think Adam Driver is good, and I think there are some good things about it. But overall, it was a long 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a movie that, like, if you are not on board with it, you will not enjoy yourself. Yeah. I think if you're looking for some high-quality popcorn entertainment... Oh, well, yeah, certainly not. But, I mean, even if you like, you know, smaller, more low-key stories, like you said, there's really not much happening. If you're waiting for there to be some sort of big blow-up between him and his wife or girlfriend, it's not quite clear whatever she is.
But that's the thing, though, is like, why make her so the way that she is?
I mean, I think that was part of the contrast, and I liked that. Again, at first you're like, why are they together? And then eventually it's like, they're together because they love each other, and you can see like how supportive they are of each other in their own small ways, and maybe their artistic expression isn't great necessarily. I mean, I thought the poems were quite good, but I think it almost doesn't even matter as much whether the poems are really good or not. The point is that these are people who are taking in what they have, the small things in their lives, and expressing them in their own artistic way, and they get their own satisfaction out of it, and that satisfaction is independent of like whether anyone reads the poems or sees the art or likes it or doesn't like it. It's just their satisfaction, and in a way that's what the movie is Jim Jarmusch getting his artistic satisfaction, and whether we like it or not is almost irrelevant. It's his sort of love letter to this town and to a life of simplicity, and I don't know.
I don't think, like, to be honest, like, I don't even think I mean, I get what you're saying with the poems, and I don't think the poems played as big a role to me. Like, I mean, I don't think they were bad, I don't think they were great or anything like that, but to me, I was just sitting there like, why are these characters so eccentric but not to do anything eccentric? And I could get the fact that, oh, maybe this is just kind of, people are eccentric, they don't really do anything, but I don't know, the whole movie just, like I said, it all boils down to me not being connected or caring about what these were happening to people. At the end of it, I was ready to leave and be like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and I thought the very end was quite nice when he kind of acknowledges his artistic nature that he's reluctant to embrace, and I don't know. I liked it, but it's definitely not for everyone. I will agree with you that.
I don't think it was a bad movie. I mean, if you're a fan of Adam Driver, I think you should see it because I think this is really, really
it's if you've seen him in like Star Wars or bigger popcorny
very
kind of
different
things,
size.
You'll really get a sense of the range that he has. I think he's quite a good actor.
I agree with you there, but that's about it.
All right.
No, I don't think. I mean, I think the movie looked good and things like that, but overall, no emotional connection. Don't work for me.
Yeah.
Also, check out our reviews for Rings, The Space Between Us, and The Comedian, all up right above Mr. Josh Bell's head. Thank you for reviewing all these movies. You can find more of Josh's work at joshbellhateseverything.com or the Las Vegas Weekly, which is all around town. I'm Jake Tiranno, also known as ChasingCinema.com, which is known as the Film Lovers website. But before I close out, make sure to tune in next week as we're going to be reviewing 50 Shades Darker.
Oof. John Wick 2?
John Wick 2. And then the Bat.
The Lego Batman.
The Bat returns.
Yes.
And I'm psyched because I think this is going to be the best Batman movie of the year, and that's including Justice League Part 2. But hopefully I'm wrong. I don't know. Or Justice League Part 1.
That's not coming this year, is it?
2017. Justice League.
Oh.
November.
Man. Okay.
It's happening.
All right.
Batman, best Batman of the year? Lego Batman, you think?
No, Justice League.
He's hopeful for Justice League. He's hiding over here.
Justice League.
ChasingCinema.com, known as the Film Lovers website.